All right, so we're going to talk about parallelograms. So the properties of parallelograms that we need to know are that opposite sides are parallel. We need to know that opposite sides are congruent. We need to know that opposite angles are congruent. We need to know that consecutive angles are supplementary, and supplementary means that they add up to be 180, and that diagonals bisect each other. And bisect means to cut in half. Okay, so I need to find the values of x and y. Well, if I look, AB is not only parallel to DC, but they're congruent since it's a parallelogram. So x plus 4 equals 12, so x will equal 8. And diagonals, or opposite angles are supplementary, right? Opposite angles are congruent. Let me actually read. So that means y equals 65 degrees. Okay? All right, here we go. We're going to find some missing values using the properties. Okay? We can mark this. We know that opposite sides are congruent and also parallel. So congruent, and then we mark them parallel. All right, so we can find AD. Well, BC is 8, so AD is 8. We want to find DC. AB is 15. We want the measure of angle A. Well, all we have is the measure of angle D. So we do 180 minus 68 since A and D are supplementary. So 180 minus 68. So that's 112. Angle B is across from angle D, and those are congruent. So angle B is 65. And angle C is going to be congruent to angle A, so that's 112. Next, okay, so JK, I want this, well, it's congruent to ML, so it's 21. KL is going to be congruent to JM, so that's 29. Angle J is going to be congruent to angle L, so 127. Angle K, well, I have angle L, and angle K is going to be supplementary to angle L, so I do 180 minus 127, and that gives me 53. And angle M is also 53. All right, so now we have some diagonals. All right, so first we want UT. Okay, well, UT is going to be congruent to RS, so 27. Then I want ST. It's 18 because RU is 18. Then I want VS. Well, we know the diagonals bisect each other, so that means if UV is 7, that VS is also 7 because it's congruent. And then I want VT. Well, I know RT is 30, the whole thing. So if I want VT, then I just do 30 divided by 2. It gives me 15. All right, so now we're going to look at some angles. So the first one I want is DEC. So remember, that's me finding this middle angle right here, okay? So I would need to know a little bit more information because I do not know that CE cuts this angle in half. Well, they did tell me that this whole angle, FED, is 134. So if the whole thing is 134 and part of it is 71, I can do 134 minus 71. And so that DEC is going to be 63 degrees. Okay. Now I want CDE. I'm going to erase a little bit. So I want CDE. CDE. I want this whole thing. Well, I know this whole angle is 134, and if I want the whole thing, then I can do 180 minus 134, so that whole thing is going to be 46 degrees. So this whole angle is 46. Then I want ECD, okay? So ECD, I want this half angle. Okay, so first of all, I know that this angle is 63 degrees. Okay, now C is, I'm going to draw this a little bit better. I'm going to erase. Okay, so this. I want ECD. I want this angle right here. Okay, remember this is a parallelogram. Remember when we did parallel lines cut by a transversal? Okay, so if I look and I find my Z, for those of you who didn't have me last semester, it's okay, I'll show you what a Z is. We have a Z, and therefore this angle is congruent to this angle, so ECD is 71. Okay. Now I want DFE. So I want this angle right here. Well, if I look and I create my Z that would include that angle, that means I need this angle. Well, there's a few things that we know, okay? We already found that this whole thing is 46. And we know this part is 21, so that means this one is 21. And if we do 21 minus 46, or 46 minus 21, we get 25. Don't worry, we're going to go over more of these because those angles are a little tricky. Okay? Now, we're going to graph some parallelograms. So, I'm going to find I have three vertices, and I'm going to find the missing one. So, -1, -3, -3, 2, 4, -4, and now I need to find the other vertice. Okay. Now, since we know that sides are parallel, that means they have the same slope, right? So let's find the slope here. I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1, 2. Okay. That means over here I have to have the same slope. So what I do is I go over 1, 2, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the line that I need, or the point that I need to make this a parallelogram. And that point is at 2, 1. So let's do it again. Plot our vertices. -3, 3, 2, 5, 5, 2. Okay, I need the point over here. Well, if I find the slope from this point to this point, okay, I can figure out what the slope needs to be from this point. Okay, so down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over 1, 2, 3. So do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over 1, 2, 3. And that's my other point for my parallelogram. And so it's going to be 0, -4.